In the last episode, I stressed the importance of planning nodes and grids, reorganizing towns and neighborhoods into integrated service nodes. But here's the thing. Nigeria has a federal system. We have the federal, state, and local governments. And yet, when it comes to development, everyone looks to the presidency like he or she is the Father Christmas. Your street road is not tied. You blame the president. Bros, go and find your local government chairman. From experience, these folks live like they don't exist. You only see them when it's time for elections. And even then, I'm sure half of you don't even know when the last local government election happened. Talk less of voting. But since the presidency gets blamed for everything, let me throw them a bone. If I were president, I would create a development blueprint that draws a grid, 3 parallel lines across each state, and drop integrated nodes along them. Imagine this. A civic complex in each community housing a police station, fire department, hospital, courthouse all in one. Responders from the same hub arrive together. They treat the person in the hospital, book the suspect next door, and try them upstairs. Simple, efficient, but in today's Nigeria, you get shot, you are praying for an ambulance, and if you somehow crawl to a hospital, they ask for a police report before treatment. Who designed that madness? Same with fire in advanced societies. The alarm goes off and police, fire and ambulance departments all respond together. You have seen it in shows like The Rookie. 6 months of training, rookies placed in integrated stations where police, fire and medic work side by side. Why is it so hard to copy here? That is what I call the urban node approach. Safety hubs that speed up response and save lives. Build multi-use civic towers in dense cities. Court on one floor, health clinic in the other ward, emergency services in the basement. Lagos once proposed an Ikeja one-stop center, but like most Nigerian projects, it fizzled. Imagine building brand new satellite town, resettling displaced border community we spoke about in episode 3, and anchoring them around these hubs.
Look, I want you to see my face in every episode, but I'm not going green screen in low resolution. If you like smart city story and have interest in film and urban development and want to help me make better videos, please subscribe, like and share to folks that will be interested in this movement. If you have got a buck to spare, support me on Patreon or PayPal. Every bit gets me closer to showing up on camera the way this stuff deserve. The current goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. Help me get there. You click, I film. Honest trade. Click the subscribe button now. Like, seriously. Now let's continue.
Let's take it further. If I were president, I would use sporting ambition to build towns. Why hasn't Nigeria ever seriously bid to host the World Cup or even the Olympic? Say 2040, make it a national goal. Build the infrastructure across the country to host. Other countries start from scratch anyways. Why not us? Imagine civic complexes with Olympic standard sports center for every discipline, paired with a presidential league for every sport, with life-changing incentive for all age groups. That is how you build a nation and inspire a generation. And when it comes to urban planning, this is my playground. As a regional planner, this is my dream. Human-centric township with bicycle lanes, landscaped public spaces, better materials. And please, let's talk materials. We paint exteriors in our humid climate, knowing very well that it will flake, blacken and rot. Then we repaint again and again and again until city looks tired and rough. Why not build with resilient facade, stones, proper cladding that lasts decades? Take Ibadan from satellite view. It is rusty. Why? Because we keep swapping asbestos crates for aluminium crates with POP plaster like icing sugar on a cake. Let's rethink roofs. Terracotta clay sheets baked by fire. Doesn't rust and look beautiful for decades. Smart cities aren't just tech, they are sensory. Roads with proper curb ways, EVs and bicycle parking. Amber street lights that heals the soul and don't disrupt ecosystem, unlike the blinding white LEDs flooding Lagos today. Install unified dispatch system linking police, fire and the ambulance system in real time. Add surveillance drone or CCTV to direct responders. Build an integrated command center. That is how you protect people. We can start a Pathfinder node. One perfect prototype. A civic hub that shows Nigerians what is possible. Picture this, not just police, fire, hospital and court houses under one roof, but an entire ecosystem around it. The hub doubles as a sport village, stadiums and training ground for an imaginary Olympics, so people don't just see governance, they dream big. Now let's stack the layers. Every Pathfinder node must include waste to energy plants, because the trash we pile up today could be power we need tomorrow. Think recycling centers, compost system, even biogas unit powering local homes. Then wrap it with a youth innovative park, free Wi-Fi zones, co-working space, libraries and digital labs. If our youth don't find opportunities here, they will keep running to Lagos or worse, out of the country. But a hub isn't complete without culture at its core. Each node should have a mini theater, art gallery or cultural museums. Places where our music, film and heritage live side by side with emergency services. That way, governance don't just protect life, it enriches them. Around the civic complex, build affordable housing blocks and mixed-use apartments. Imagine families living upstairs, working in a nearby office, kids walking to modern schools next door, all within walking or cycling distance. It is the opposite of today's chaos, less commuting, more community. And here is the kicker, this doesn't have to bleed only government funds. With the right framework, private development, public-private partnership and diaspora funding can plug in. If Nigeria's billionaire can splash money on foreign football clubs, then surely they can bankroll a civic hub in their hometown. Pathfinder nodes should be seen as a prestige project. We have it all across the world. Kayala in Guatemala, Pound Brewery in Dorset, England. The same way Dubai builds skyscrapers, we should build integrated civic complexes. Get one right and it becomes a blueprint. Replicate it across the nations until every Nigerian, whether in Lagos, Sokoto or Yenegua, can say, my node has it all. So here is the conclusion. Regional grid planning and megacity models aren't luxury. Every state capital, every big suburb should have a central hub for court, clinic and emergency services. Right now, we don't. The other night, I heard a woman screaming in an unfinished building opposite my apartment. No emergency number to call that works. No system to respond. That is why planning matters, and that is why if I were president, things would change. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe, turn on notification and check my urban growth playlist. That is where I break down these ideas even further. If I were president, this is the Nigeria I would build. What about you?